my husband created this account for me and he handles it. I don't deal with it. It's their investments. We have to be more present and more engaged.
That's a common theme for a lot of women is that feeling of not wanting to speak up, thinking your question is dumb. You don't want to make a spectacle of yourself. You want to remain small. Why is that?
Divorce can be emotionally and financially overwhelming. That's why I'm teaming up with Sunny Wishart, president and founder of a la carte Financial and a certified financial planner. We will show you how to understand all things money without feeling ashamed, overwhelmed, embarrassed. You will learn more, ask questions. No question is a dumb question. Welcome to Money with Sunny. Let's get into it.
Welcome to Money with Sunny. My name is Wendy Rovers, founder of Divorce Thrive, and I am a divorce coach. Sunny Wishart is here with me today, and she is an advice-only financial planner. Today, we're going to talk to you about 3 societal issues around money and women that are still prevalent. Number 1, the husband handles the big decisions, which include the money, and the woman handles all the smaller decisions, which often include the children. Number 2, women are less confident than men when it comes to money. And number 3, the investment industry is still predominantly made up of men. Sunny, I'm going to open it up to you here. What are the societal issues around money and women that are still prevalent today? We've talked about them. How do you see this play out in the work that you do every day, meeting with both men and women to talk about their finances and get things in order?
Oh, good morning, everyone. This topic really makes me cringe. It does. We were just chatting before, and I thought this might get pretty controversial because I'm coming from a place of what I've seen with my years in the industry and what still kind of gets my goat with this stuff in our societal issues that are ongoing. And it's sometimes I feel like it's near impossible to convey to a man what I'm seeing. They're just looking at me like, no, that's not true. I'm like, oh, it's so true. We're still butting heads about these issues.
What are the issues?
I feel that trying to get women more present, be it with the big decisions, be it more confidence in making investment decisions. You know how many women I speak to that say, oh, my husband created this account for me and he handles it. I don't deal with it. It's their investments. And I'm like, I get it because it's a bit of a brain drain. But on the other hand, I hate to see a woman leaning on a man so heavily. Like, no, it's time for us to blaze our trail and get out there. And, you see when I look out at articles written in my investment space, it's the man all the time. And it's the same looking guy. I'm like, they all look the same.
Yeah. We need some diversification and some women's voices in the financial industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how can we make this happen?
We have to be more present and more engaged. It would be so awesome to see. And I'm not asking anyone by any stretch to be a financial expert. I'm just asking them to be present when they sign the documents, when they sit in the room, to speak up if they're being neglected or someone's going over their head. That, I'll tell a small personal story. But so when I first started in banking, I worked at a bank branch as a banker. But I came from being a musician. So this was a whole new world for me. I didn't know what a mutual fund was. I didn't realize mortgage documents were 30,000 pages long. It was very scary. So I was super intimidated because I thought, well, I have a music degree in classical piano. I shouldn't be here. Why am I here? How am I supposed to advise people about stuff? But of course, there's a training program and whatever. But we would have these guys come in and talk about the product offering. And we'd all sit in a room and they'd be like, oh, there's this new product we're launching, self-directed investing platforms, whatever. And I would sit in the back as small as I could possibly be
Mm.
because I did not want anyone asking me questions. I didn't want to stand out. And people were all in the front with their hands up. And funny story, one of them being my husband, my now husband, he's asking all these questions because he's so confident and he's young. He's much younger than me. And then he's asking all these questions. And I'm sitting in the back trying to be small because I didn't feel that my questions were good enough. I didn't feel they were smart enough. And it took a lot of very uncomfortable situations for me to finally say, there's nothing wrong with my questions.
Mm.
Because then I didn't learn the products as well. And I was doing my clients an injustice because I wouldn't ask my questions because I just wanted to be small.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's a common theme for a lot of women is that feeling of not wanting to speak up, thinking your question is dumb. You don't want to make a spectacle of yourself. You want to remain small. Why is that? Why do we often feel that way?
I wish I knew the lack of confidence because it took me a lot of very uncomfortable situations and maturity too.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my 20s at the time. So as I matured, I became much more confident with my intellectual capabilities. I really wasn't when I was younger. And I always thought, oh, I'm not smart enough for this, or why? How did they hire me at a bank?
Right. So that was
um,
in your 20s, and then in your 30s and 40s, are you full on confident?
yeah.
Okay, that's great. Good.
Oh, I've long busted down those walls. I love myself enough to not let those things slide because they matter. Those things matter, and I know that my decisions are good. They're not bad, and that my questions are good for me because then I won't make a poor decision in the end. I've asked so many follow-up questions about things and people may not know the answer. And I thought, man, 20 years ago, I would have been the small person in the back of the room
Yeah.
and
So for
thinking,
our people listening, and you're transitioning through divorce, you are more mature, but you're still feeling that lack of confidence. Maybe because you've just never done it. He's always handled things. He's always taken care of the money. And now you're going to go in and, you feel like you're going to look really, really dumb. You're 40 years old and 50 years old, and you still don't know these basic things. Um, I think confidence comes from stepping into understanding who you are, knowing what you want, and just being prepared while you're feeling so nervous and so scared, doing that thing anyway. So that courage will then give you the confidence to do it again next time. So, I mean, I'm a 56-year-old woman, and, you know, my kids know some things that I don't know, but it doesn't stop me from asking, oh, okay, well, what does that mean? Or what does that word mean? Or how do we figure out that? I think it's just really intimidating when you get in a room where it seems like everyone else knows the lingo, everybody else knows what they're talking about. All these little uh you know all the letters RESP, RRSP, TFSA, point, the stock index numbers and the bonds, and all these words are coming at you that you've never heard before. So you almost don't even know what question to ask. So a good question would be, I really don't know anything here. And I need you to start from point A. I'm going to
mhm,
get to point Z, but I need you to start at point A with me right now. And that's not a dumb question. That's actually a smart question, because to be sitting there and not knowing, that's dumb. And we've all been there. I've been there. I've been there many times where I've sat in a room not knowing, and then somebody else puts up their hand and asks a question, and it's a question that I should have asked 10 minutes ago. So we've all been there. So how do you help women to feel more comfortable in asking all of the important questions, whether she's on her own or sitting in the room with a bunch of other people and other men, and you can kind of tell that she's shutting down. You can see someone's glaze over their eye if you have any intuition whatsoever. And how do you kind of help them with that? And or what do you suggest to our listeners?
So, well, one of my favorite ways, because just who I am personally, is I do this very conversationally. So I just start having a really great conversation, and I can draw all those concerns and all those thoughts out of a conversation. They think they're telling me about their holidays. I'm getting a lot of tidbits out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I can gear the conversation towards helping them sort these questions out. I do spend a lot of time helping them. Just I have a really neat questionnaire I give to clients. I said, if you don't know how to start the conversation with me, I recommend you fill out these questions, and it'll really guide me in where your pain points are and where we need to start, because I get that it's overwhelming. But one of the things I do want to make sure that people know, and I've said this 1,000 times, this stuff, but if you're not asking questions, I don't feel like you're participating. I don't feel like you're there and that you're getting what we're talking about, because I feed off of my clients' questions. They make my heart sing because I feel like they're with me, they're present, they're engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And the finance industry is changing, where we have a due diligence, we have a duty of care. We have to look after our clients in the sense that we need them to be engaged, or what a waste of money. We've just wasted all their money and time with them. So, like my governing body is FP Canada. They govern all the CFP professionals in Canada. They're starting to come out with these due diligence things. I just did a really neat questionnaire on it. And they're asking, they want financial planners to start like making sure the clients are engaged on your recommendations, following up with them, pointedly asking them, how are you doing with this? So to make us better. This is something I do anyways. I've been doing this for years, but
Mm-hmm.
now it's going to come out as they want this to be a standard practice. So if you're not getting it, these people are to make sure you get it, or to make sure you ask the questions and help guide you in that way too. Don't let you sit there quietly and sign this. That is that is out. That is dinosaur. We can't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that. It sounds like it's a great practice that is being implemented in your governing body. I like it a lot. So I'm not feeling very confident about my money situation. I really haven't handled any of the money. I've been taking care of the kids. I come in, I interview you, I interview a few other financial experts. What are a few questions I should be asking?
Well, I guess it depends on what you're looking to get financial literacy, it sounds like.
I'm
So
looking to get
say,
financial literacy. I'm looking to create financial freedom in my life. I'd like to get my numbers organized. I want to learn this stuff, and I want to be financially independent.
so you're definitely looking for someone, and I think you're going to get the vibe when you're talking to them if they are listening or are they telling. You
Mm-hmm.
really want someone who's going to listen in this case and hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say you could ask this question, that, how long have you been in the industry? Da, 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 da. You can ask all those things, but if they're not listening, they're not going to help you. They're going to just give you a pre-canned offering, and it may or may not be geared towards what you're looking to do.
Right.
So you're
So how do we
coming,
find the right person to work with? I guess you've said make sure that they're listening and hearing what you're saying.
because I don't need someone to have the exact questions to fix their money problems, because that's why I'm the expert. It's
Right.
up to me to listen to you and why you're phoning me,
Right.
and help guide you in the direction. And we iron those things out together sometimes. It's not always I'm calling you because I want a retirement plan. Sometimes I get that. Cool. But other times I get I'm calling you and I don't know why. I'm like, let's talk. And I want to hear
Mm,
everything about you. I want to know everything about you. And then I'm like, okay, so what I'm hearing is you need help understanding what to do with this. And this is what we can do to solve that. Because how do you know sometimes what you need when you don't know what's out there?
Yeah, we only know what we know. We don't know what we don't know. Exactly. So if you're wanting to become financially independent, you're wanting to understand your finances, you don't know much about it right now, you're not feeling the confidence that you think you should be feeling when you meet with an expert such as Sunny to have that first conversation, you're wrong. Make the call, have the conversation, and you will move one step at a time forward, and you will create the financial freedom that you deserve in your life. It's been a great chat today, Sunny. Of course, all of your information is underneath this conversation that we're having here today. Anybody can feel free to reach out to Sunny. She'd be happy to have a conversation with you. Your financial freedom, your financial independence, your money is important. If you haven't had a conversation yet, reach out, have that first conversation, see where it takes you, get a plan, create a plan, start moving towards, the great life that you deserve and that's out there for you. Have a great rest of your day. You are not alone. You are awesome and you are perfect just the way that you are. Until next time, thanks for being here.